Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I had the pleasure to be joined by
Mo Royce Peterson of Tragedy, the all-metal tribute to the Bee Gees and beyond.
brilliant. Your new album is full of fun and sing-along anthems. Are you getting like a little bit impatient waiting for a release date?
Yes, I'm impatient. Man, we worked on this album for a year and a half. We were working on it for a year and a half in the studio, and we're just so proud of it. We can't wait for people to hear it. And yeah, we wrapped it like 6 months ago. So it's just like, yeah, we started this thing 2 years ago, and it's so good. We're really excited.
Brilliant. So obviously you're out on tour with Steel Panther at the moment. Are you highlighting a lot of the songs off the album?
Well, because we're a support band, we get kind of a shorter set. So
Yeah.
we're doing kind of our greatest hits on this tour, and which we always kind of do. I mean, at this point, this is like our 10th album, and I know like we only play the hits anyway, but there are certain things that are so central to the Tragedy identity that always have to be in the set. But then we'll be, especially when we come to the UK, we'll be doing some stuff from the new album.
Brilliant. Because you come over with Nano War, don't you? That's going to be epic.
Yeah, Nano War of Steel. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. Okay, so can you tell me what is your favorite song on the album today and why?
Well, that would depend on the day of the week because I'm in love with all these songs. I'm the producer on the album too, so like I just got so deep into every single song that is, and I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself here. It comes out March 1st. So if I am ahead of myself, it's only a little bit, but the new single is I Will Survive. And this is a song that is so fitting of the theme of the album and the theme of the band too. And it's a song that eluded us for all these years. We had wanted to do this song almost since the beginning of the band, but we never figured out a way to do a compelling Tragedy version. And with this one, it was bugging us so bad because we're like, this is the theme of the album. It needs to be on the album. But the original song, it's so repetitive. It's just the same chords over and over again. I mean, it's a beautiful rendition, of course. But we're like, to do a compelling kind of dramatic metal reading of it, it wasn't working. And then had an epiphany one morning. I woke up and I was like, just deconstruct it. We're going to have it's going to be kind of a Greek chorus, kind of, commenting almost like Bohemian Rhapsody or something. And the telling of her story, and the story has all this rage in it, and it's in those lyrics. But when she sings, the disco version, she's over it and she's dancing and she's boogieing and she's fine. But our version, we dig into the dark side of the song.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it takes off too, but we explore, we dig into all the emotional levels of the song a lot more. So there you go. I'm very excited about that one right now.
Cool. I'd say that's probably my favorite track on the album, and also it's a song that means a lot to me actually, even though it's by a pop group sort of thing, pop singer. I used to work nights, and that used to be playing. I was just coming out of a shitty relationship, and that song, and the way you've done it justice, guys, absolutely, 100%.
Thank you. It was a man who wrote that song, and it was about losing his job. He was a staff songwriter. And that's what he was writing about. But I just find that so cool, like how that's what, a guy wrote the song, and then Gloria Gaynor sang the song.
That's it.
And it became this other meaning to so many people. and then here we are, 40 years later, whatever it is, after she did it, and giving it even more new meaning.
Absolutely, you really are, man. And the album artwork, I love that, but it's very, very unwoke. Are you worried about the backlash from
I would not say it's unwoke. Look, everyone is going to have their own perspective on things, but we put a lot of thought into this, and so it's a goddess with eight arms, 6 arms, many arms, more than 2. And each arm represents something different about her life and about womanhood. Whether it's motherhood with the baby lance she has, or the sword, she's a warrior. She's a rose with the, because there are a lot of songs about romance on this album too. And she is a fierce, strong goddess kind of creature, and we're very proud of her. If some people take issue that, I'm not someone to argue with people's feelings. People feel the way they feel, right? And I always respect that. But that's where we're coming from with this.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's stunning and it's eye-catching. So what's the formats you're going to be releasing it on? Are you going to be releasing it on vinyl as well as obviously digital and CD and cassette even?
Not on cassette, no. Though I think Steel Panther's new album is on cassette. I was surprised to see that. And sometimes on our promos, we say we're on Napalm Records and Tapes, but I don't know if they make any tapes. I think that's a funny format. I mean, would you buy a cassette at this point?
No, they were crap back in the day. So no,
I know they sound terrible.
It's like they were shit. They always were, and they always used to snap, didn't they? It's just like nah. Vinyl's the way forward. Always loved vinyl. So yeah, absolutely. So you're coming over to the UK, and like I say, you're already on tour with Steel Panther. How stoked are you to be coming to England, UK, Britain, even?
Oh man, we're so excited to come back. Pre-pandemic, we're there. We do a national tour every year, and then come back for the summer and for festivals. And then in 2020, March 2020, we were the last band standing. We ended our tour in London March 14th.
Wow.
And it was that week that shit was going down.
Yeah.
And that was the last show. I think bars and clubs were able to remain open a few more days, but that was it. I mean, we were the last gig for so many people, and now it's going to be over 3 years since we were there, and it's our favorite place to tour. So yeah, we're so psyched to be coming back.
That'll be amazing when you do get back here. Yeah, it's been 3 years, man. It's crazy to think, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one then is what can we expect from you guys live? And I'm hoping you're going to do like an album release party. And if you do, will you be streaming that?
We're talking about that. We'll be playing in Dallas that night. Okay. But I think we're going to do kind of a, Facebook or Instagram Live, probably Facebook, because I think we have more of our fans on there, probably from the hotel room, and just kind of say hello to our fans and talk about the album.
That's epic. That'd be brilliant. Like a question and answer sort of thing with some music thrown in, sort of like that. Yeah. That'd be good. All right, and so next one, I don't know if I want to ask you this, especially as you're out with Steel Panther. But can you tell me the most outrageous thing you've done in the name of rock and roll?
Wow. I'd started this band called Tragedy, the all-metal tribute to the Bee Gees and beyond. That was just, I mean, it's just a ludicrous idea. And it was an idea on paper. And then here we are like 15 years later, and we just get deeper and deeper into the ridiculousness, and I just love it.
You've probably been asked this question before. Sorry, I've just unplugged myself as well, for fuck's sake. Have you ever met any of the Bee Gees? Obviously, I think they're all dead now, aren't they? Is there one still alive?
Barry, Barry, the oldest brother, he's the only one still alive. We haven't met him. We've met some of their children.
Okay.
And they're big fans of ours. In fact, like some of them very early on, I think when we did our first album, they contacted us and just, gushed about what we were doing, just loved it. And we still in touch with them. Barry's son, Steve, is actually a metal guitarist. He's a brilliant musician. Yeah. And works with Barry as his musical director. Right. So, yeah, he's like one of us.
That's so cool. I'm going to have to Google him when I get off this interview. I didn't know that. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. And so the next one then. If there was a heavy metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
A heavy metal about tragedy, it would be called disco metal. And I've always, in my mind, I've composed the song and there's a hook in there. And then I'm like, oh, that's just a Manowar song. With the word disco in it, which is pretty much what our band is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the next one. Can you give me 4 words to describe tragedy?
4 words.
Yeah, 4.
4, exactly 4.
Yeah.
Disco, metal, sex, and fun.
Brilliant. Okay, so now it's just like 5 questions, either or either. So the first one is festival or small intimate gig.
I have to choose one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry.
I can't choose one. I mean, like, my favorite gig ever was a festival. Not all festivals are my favorite gigs. And then I've done so many intimate shows, but those can be great too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love them both. Variety is the spice of life.
It is. Pizza or beer?
Beer. Yeah. Beer.
Okay. Denim or leather?
Ooh. It's got to be leather. Okay.
Contentious, next to a contentious, right? So the first one is Motley Crue or Steel Panther.
God, man. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. My favorite is this band called Iron Metal. No, okay. So I just made that up. That's my made up, like, worst, best metal band name ever. It's Motley Crue or Steel Panther. Right now it's Steel Panther. I mean, my God, being on tour with them is so fun.
I bet it is. I can imagine it's hilarious. And the final one then is Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog.
Well, Kermit's been in my life, my whole life, so I gotta choose Kermit.
Brilliant, love it. Well, congratulations on the album. It's going to be epic when you get over to the UK. I want to wish you all the best for your tour over there with Steel Panther. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Well, with tragedy, you got to be smart. You got to be smart enough to get it and dumb enough to like it.
Beauty and love, and It's radio.